Second Esdras 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekagodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. So I had a brother that watches my channel, and his name is Average Joe. That's his handle on YouTube. Average Joe requested. He just asked, if I could go into Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. So, I've been in this chapter. I've gotten precepts out of this chapter. Never really went into it in total. Didn't really get a chance to go over it, but I'm familiar with it. So I'm gonna try and make this as edifying as possible, so that the brother, can view it and get an understanding. Because it actually, what happens is, I can't remember. I think it goes down to about verse 20, maybe 25, and then it starts telling you. Esdras asked the angel, "Hey, can you give me an understanding of what this is talking about?" And then the angel actually goes into the breakdown of what is going to take place. But I'll probably grab a couple. I have a couple precepts that I wrote down when I got a chance to look over today while I was at work. So I'm going to continue reading Second Esdras 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. This is Esdras having a dream that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sent him. And if you go into Second Esdras, the 15th and 16th chapter, it really talks about a lot of the things that are going to be taking place pertaining to this dream here that he had also. This is why he said, woe is me, who will save me in those days? Because we know that the prophet Esdras, and there's King David's here. There's a lot of the prophets are here today, right now. So a lot of these men are going to take part in the things that are going to be coming upon this earth very shortly. And one of the main things that these men, and you're talking about some of the 12, I don't know if all 12 are here. It's possible. Okay. And I'm talking about the disciples, man. Okay. The apostles. I don't know if all 12 are here, or if there's a majority of them here, but they would have to not only bring out the prophecies pertaining to end times, but one of the major prophecies is the new covenant. That's what was taught during the New Testament. Okay. All right. So when you get into that, we know, and I was listening to the brother Yahweh the Maccabees today, and he spoke on how Paul himself said that he was a Pharisee. Okay. And the doctrine that he taught was one of the old covenant, basically. All right. So he had to be, who was he taught by? Okay. He was a man, and the scriptures tell you he was a man appointed by the Most High. Okay. So he had to have the Holy Spirit come upon him to teach what? To teach the new covenant. All right. So I don't want to get into all that. But like I said, there's a lot of these prophets that are going to be here. And it goes into how, these men that are going to be here, and that they make it, that make it through this tribulation period that are coming, that continue, okay, to maintain that faith, okay. And that's another thing. This teaching of the new covenant, this is really a test of faith. All right, and it is a sifter. So be very careful. Like I said, if you don't know what's going on, it's best for you to stay out of it and keep your mouth shut. All right, that's the best thing you can do. All right. So verse 2, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. Okay. And I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. This is talking about Yahweh Shai. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So everybody, when Yahweh Shai shows up, okay, all right, everybody on the earth is going to see the chariots. They're going to see the strength of the chariots. They're going to see everything that we were speaking about in these scriptures. Okay, so with this, they're all going to tremble. Why would they tremble? Because they're going to see the power that he's bringing. Okay, verse 4, and whensoever the voice, this guy with his noisy ass fucking truck. And I beheld, oh no, verse 4, Salakia. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. Okay? So we know that the word is like fire and the people are like kindling, right? Okay? So it pertains to this script, the Holy Scriptures, because what are we doing? We're speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Okay? All right. And not only that, we know that these, let me put my windows up. I don't want to, we know that when these chariots show up, so we're doing this through the spirit right now. Okay. All right. Our voices are this word is like a fire and the people are like kindling. So we're burning these people's asses up. Okay. Hold on a second. This fucking clown is going to sit right the fuck there. All this goddamn parking, they sit right the fuck damn near next to me. Salakia. So we know that when the chariots show up, we know that these chariots, they harness power. Okay, when you watch the movie Independence Day, okay, the first one with Will Smith in it, when they shot those lasers, when those mouths opened up, okay, on the bottom of the ship, all right, they were just like a mouth opening up. And what did they do? They shot fire on this fucking place. They destroyed things. Okay, so we know that that's what's getting ready to take place. All right, verse 5, and after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven. Okay, so we know that's north, south, east, and west, pertaining to the valley of Armageddon. Okay, so when you talk about the valley of Armageddon, we see what's taking place over there right now. We know that Russia, being a guard to Iran, okay, is going to intervene if the United States intervenes when Israel, we know those Israelis are going to attack. We know that they're going to attack Iran, okay? Now, I was just reading an article, and it was talking about how Saudi Arabia just, told they, well, actually, they've been probably working on it, but Iran and Saudi Arabia are doing joint military exercises. Okay, so Saudi Arabia's and they've been joined the BRICS. Iran just became part of the BRICS. You got all these other countries talking about the BRICS. So there's a big ass war, and we know that World War III is going to be taking place when Yahweh Shah shows up. Okay, so this is the multitude. Okay, verse 5, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men. We're talking about all the nations, the UN, NATO, okay? All these nations that are going to be fighting with each other over in the Middle East, they're going to come together when Yahweh Shah shows up, and they're going to try to fight him, all right? To subdue the man. Let me read that from the top. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Okay? All right? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. That's talking about a huge chariot. Okay. Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he graved up himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. So, like I said on the movie Independence Day, when you look at Independence Day, how big these ships were, they were 15 miles in diameter. Okay, so that the center of the center of that ship when it went over top of the Capitol in D.C., when it went over the Empire State Building. Okay, um, it actually made it look like it was dark outside. All right, that's how wide it was. There was no sunlight coming down, in those air and underneath those areas, man. Okay, this is how big this chariot is. This is what it's talking about. All right. And after this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So the Most High is going to put it in these people's spirit to try to fight. Okay? Even though that they know there is no fucking way in hell they're going to be able to defeat the power that's coming. They're going to still try to fight, man. Okay? These people are still, he's going to put it in their spirit to fight, man. Just like what the one scene, and I'm going to bring it back up probably again and again because it's probably the one scene that you could look at and say, that makes sense. These chariots being that big, and the man that flew back up on that, flew up onto the chariot was Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, the scriptures tell you, he said, I'm not coming to meet you as a man. He's not coming to meet you as a man, man. Okay, he's coming as an angelic force. Okay, verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, the violence of the multitude, they were World War III they were in the midst of World War III. Okay, all right, just like I think it was the first one, Independence Day, when all of these different nations were in the Sinai Peninsula. Okay, you had Iranians and Israelis. They were actually working together because they had a common enemy. It was what they call aliens. Well, we know it's the angels in Yahweh Shai. Okay, we know that the Satan and his angels and Yahweh Shai and his angels are going to be fighting each other. And we're talking about Satan's those that come after the working of Satan, which are the Edomites, man. All right, and other nations of that multitude of men. Okay, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. He didn't labor in destroying these people, man. Okay, he didn't have to put a hand on these people, man. Okay, these chariots are gonna put some work in. All right. The angels under the command, the spirits created for vengeance, in the midst of World War III, when the nuclear missiles are shot over here to the Americas and the elect are taken out of here, and 144,000 receive their new bodies. Okay? They're going to be given marching orders to come back down here, man, to tear some shit up, man. All right? But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. I went into that. That's the scene where the countdown ended, and the bottom of the chariots opened up, and the big ass lasers and tempests and the fire and the sparks and everything else came down and just blew shit to the ground. Okay? Because that's what's coming. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, what did I just say? The flaming breath and the great tempest. Because didn't a concentrated light beam come down first? There was one beam that came down. There was one beam that came down, and then in the midst of that beam, a concentrated light of fire, man. All of these things work together to create extreme energy. All right? And that's what's going to happen. All right. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. So he vaporized armies in an instant. He is coming to vaporize armies and people and fucking cities in an instant, man. All right? That's what's coming. Okay? And when I saw this, I was afraid. So Esdras said, when I saw this, I was afraid. Okay? Because you could have, when you have dreams and you're seeing out of somebody else's eyes, you actually may be seeing out of your eyes in future or past, okay? A past death. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's possible that you're seeing somebody else's death, you know, or you're just seeing what is going to be taking place. Uh, uh, you're seeing what is going to be taking place in the midst of all the hell that's coming, man. That's why these brothers were afraid, because it's like, was that me? Who the hell was that? That's going, who's going to save me? You know, it's crazy. That is crazy, and I'm gonna die. Who's gonna save me from all of the hell that's coming? So he said he was afraid, man. Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain. So he came out of the chariot, okay, and called unto him another peaceable multitude, all right, the elect. And there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, okay. Who's going to be glad? Those that have been doing the work. Those that made decisions of faith, okay? Not decisions of doubt, man. Decisions of faith. Okay, they stepped out in faith because they believed the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. All right. Some were sorry. All right. Those that either fell out of the truth, or those that didn't believe, and some of them were bound. Okay. And let me get the one. Some of them were bound. Okay. So this is Psalms 149. Okay, and I'll start at 3. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with a timbrel and harp. For Yahweh taketh pleasure. Oh no, let me start. Salakia. Let me start at 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Some that were glad. Okay, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathens and punishments unto the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute them upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye Yahweh. Okay, so when you start talking about those that were bound, okay, because you're going to have the nobles of the other nations, man, that we're going to bring as gifts, man. You know, when we get those new bodies, you see, because we're going to put some work in too, bro. We're going to be putting in some work too. All right. Let me grab this before I continue reading. Grab that, and then I'll grab as soon as I get this. That's going to end up being down a little further, but I had some set up, so when I get to them, I can bring them out. So lock it all. And there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, like I just read, their kings and their nobles, and others some brought of them that were offered, okay, like I said, all right. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Okay. Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning. So All right, these fucking assholes just left. What the fuck y'all come down here for? You see? So let me read that again. And there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and other some were brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation. There it is. Verse 15 is he's asking them to show the interpretation of what in the hell just, he saw, you know, because we know that in second Esdras, after he received the dream, he was told to write down what he saw, you know. So he wrote, and not everything that he saw was written, because he told him some of these things I don't want you to publish. I don't want everybody to see this. This ain't for everybody. Okay. So we know that when you go to second Esdras 15 and 16, that when this dollar collapses, this shit is going to be off the meat rack out here, man. It's going to get medieval out here. Okay, barbaric and medieval. All right, and a lot of these people just don't understand that the love of many is going to wax cold, man. The love of many is going to wax cold when these people don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, and their belly buttons are touching their backbones, man. They're gonna all bets are off, man, for kindness, man. You know. And I told my wife all the time, I said, I don't want to, but I'm telling you, man, when this thing gets bad out here, we might have to put some fucking people out. We might have to kill some motherfuckers, man, to protect ourselves, man. We just might, but we're hoping that the Most High, spares us from having to do such things, man. But it's not something that's going to be put off the table. It might happen, it might happen. So he said, show me yet the interpretation of this dream. That's verse 15. For as I conceive in mine understanding, destruction unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more destruction unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which will happen unto them, and that those that are left behind. So this is the Christians. They'll start talking about those that are left behind, or those that are that the Lord didn't take. Okay, no, a lot of those that are going to be left behind are going to be the elect. The elect are going to be still here, okay, until those nuclear missiles get here. All right. Now some of the elect may die as martyrs. All right, but most of the 2/3 are going to be getting put to death, man. They're going to be in concentration camps, getting tortured. There's going to be a lot of people out here. A lot of 2/3 are going to starve to death. Okay, a lot of the 2/3 are going to be taken, man, by animals and people. They're going to be taken by what is it? If those that consent unto him shall be had in derision, because a lot of our 2/3 are going to take the RFID microchip. Okay. So a lot of those people are going to end up losing their life, man, when those nuclear bombs come. So they really aren't the ones that are left. Okay. Those are the ones that are going to be taken. All right. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come in great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Therefore are they coming into great perils. The perils that are coming is the economy collapsing, cannibalism, concentration camps, race wars, civil war. Okay. All right. All of the pandemics that are going to be taking place because of the biologicals that are going to be released. Okay. Those are all the perils, man. These and many necessities. All right. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Okay. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Who's going to endure? Let me see. Do I have that? Um, oh, there it is. Yeah, let me grab that real quick. There's actually a couple. I think I had this one. Let me grab. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, yeah, there it goes. All right, so that is verse 23. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Okay, so Matthew. Let me grab. I'll go ahead and read it out of this one. Still KJV. Matthew 23 and 13. Shit, no, I don't want that one. Let's go ahead and read this one. Nope, don't want that one either. Salakia, y'all. All right, let me go back up here because I'm going to put KJV on that. So I don't like that joint. All right, there we go. Matthew 24 and 13. Okay. All right. So, like, I'm going to go back, 2nd Esdras 13 and 23. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Okay. So, Matthew 24 and 13 says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay. All right. He hath kept himself. Okay. That's talking about, continuing in his faith, man. All right. Continuing in this truth, continuing in the faith, because the truth is going to actually be shut down. All right. When World War III starts and these people start pushing draconian laws, we're still going to be able to come and go, but they're going to shut a lot of shit down, man. They're going to shut the internet down. They're not going to be allowing people they're not going to allow brothers out on the highways and hedges, man, to teach this word anymore. Okay, so he who endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And once the truth is shut down, then what do we have? Okay, because our works are completed. Now we have to go into our faith. Okay, we're gonna have to put all our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay, so he that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Okay. All right. So Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel, Salakia, and this gospel of the kingdom, and it's talking about the new covenant. That's the gospel, that it's talking about. All right. Not just all the major prophecies that have taken place, but the teaching of the new covenant, the same thing that Yahweh Shah was teaching. All righty. Okay. Verse 23, and they that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. Okay, because what are we doing right now, man? What are we actually doing when we're trying to preserve ourselves? Okay, through the teaching of His Word, what are we actually doing? Salaki, I'm thinking my damn camera's up here somewhere. Not ignoring y'all, believe me. Okay, but what are we doing when we're teaching this word, man? We're trying to preserve ourselves, right? We're trying to make sure that we have that mark of exemption, that thawah. You see, and if we have that mark of exemption, that thawah, you know what I'm saying, then they that be falling into danger, we're actually allowing ourselves, because we want to see the fall of this fucking man. We want to see Esau's ass taken out of power, period. You know, no ifs, no ands, and no buts. Okay, so we're actually putting ourselves in danger, man. You know, see, a lot of brothers don't understand that. You know, a lot of brothers don't understand that what we're doing is actually more dangerous than those a lot of these jackasses out here that think they don't, they don't want to listen, man. You know, because we're saying we want to be here to see the hell come on this place. We want to be here to see Esau's ass fall, man. What is that scripture? Let me grab this real quick. Let me see here. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart. To be happy in the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy is of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. You see? Because hey man, that's a joyful thing to see the fall of your enemies, man. Knowing that what you did, making your body a living sacrifice was well fucking worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this thing, you know? Verse 24, know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that are dead. Like I said, so don't count yourself out, man, because you're still here when the martial law troops are coming. Because that's that Christian doctrine that got people believing that they're going to get taken out of here, okay? You see, he who endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So when you talk about enduring, man, that means that we're going to see some shit. We're going to see 10,000 died or left hand, and 1,000 died or left, and a 10,000 died or right hand, man. Again, I'm butchering it, but you know what I mean. We're going to see a lot of people die, man. But we're going to get to see the fall of our enemies, man. So know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that are dead. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, Yahushua. The same is he whom God the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature. Okay? All right. And he shall order them that are left behind. You see? Who's going to order the 144,000 that go up and get those new bodies? We're going to be given marching orders, brothers. Okay? And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor an instrument of war, but that the rush of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. So just like I said, when Yahushua shows up in the midst of World War III, okay, and all hell breaking loose here in America, I mean, these people are going to be bugged the fuck out, man. They're going to think it's an alien invasion, okay? That's why they were saying that Esau was really going to try to lay a snare, okay, and use Project Bluebeam and some of his other technology. He got stealth blimps that move, similar to chariots. He has electromagneto propulsion. Okay, this is easy stuff, man. Electromagneto propulsion. All that is them using magnets to spin. You put mercury in a ball. You use magnets to get that mercury spinning, and what it does is it creates an electromagnetic pulse. Okay, so they use that to create lift. Okay, they probably gonna come. They might fuck around and come kill me for telling you, motherfuckers. But these are some of Esau's toys, man. That's old shit though. That's shit they was using back in like the 40s and 50s. They were working on that kind of stuff. That's why they show you those vehicles that the Germans were working on with the three balls on the bottom. All that was electromagnetic propulsion, and they tried to perfect it, but it still was garbage. So, like I said, they were trying to create um, a false alien invasion. That's a whole nother video. Okay, 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another. That's race wars. One city against another. Okay, that's kind of going into civil war. One people. Oh no, here we go. One shall take up. And one shall undertake, Salakia, to fight against another, okay? That's basically you fighting against your neighbor to keep your resources. One city against another, okay? These basically race wars. And one place against another, civil war. One people against another, civil war. And one realm. And a realm goes into a kingdom, okay? So you can say when you go into that realm, the kingdom of heaven, all right, is basically a kingdom that the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that's the kingdom that is coming to put Israel back in its place here on the earth. So going into one realm fighting against another, you can also talk about Russia and China fighting against NATO. Okay, so these are realms fighting with each other. But when Yahweh Shai shows up, then this kingdom down here on this earth that has been ruled by the nation of Edom, for the most part, because of the dollar that is collapsing right now. All of these kingdoms are going to fight together with Yahweh Shah, man. So that's one realm, one kingdom fighting against another. Verse 32, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared. Okay, you're going to understand that Yahweh Shai is going to be the man that's going to be in charge on this earth, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Okay, and if you go into, let me grab it. I'm not going to butcher this one. Okay, he was seen as a man ascending. All right. Um, that was 32. Yeah, verse 32. So let me grab Acts 1 and 11. All right. Which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you, a man ascending. He was seen a man ascending. Okay. Was taken up from you into heaven. The same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So Yahweh Shai, they saw him going up, and he's going to be seen doing the same thing, man. He's going to be coming back the same way he went, man, in a chariot. Okay? All right? And let me get another one. Isaiah 47 and 3. Okay, so this same Yahweh Shai that was seen ascending is going to be seen coming back the same way he left, and that's going to be in a chariot. But these people that are going to try to subdue him don't understand how he is coming back. I'm going to read Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. That's what's taking place to Esau right now. He's being seen, and his shame shall be seen. And I will take vengeance. Okay, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay, so that same Yahweh Shai that was taken up is going to be coming back down, and he said he's not going to meet you as a man. He's coming as an angelic force. He's coming to tear you people's asses up. All right. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have won against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So every nation on the earth is going to actually come together. They're going. Remember, Ronald Reagan said, if we, how quickly we would forget our differences. Okay, if we had an outside threat, an alien threat coming, to the earth, how soon we forget our differences. This is an Edomite saying this. Okay, and he said, "Isn't there already an alien force amongst us?" And he was talking about the Israelites because they saw Israel starting to teach these scriptures, man. Okay, they started to see them doing this. They found out they were doing it, but there was really nothing they could do. And then when the internet was invented, that was it for their ass, man. That was it. They really wasn't. It really wasn't getting pushed that heavy, when they were just on the street corners, man. But when that internet opened up, man, that was it, bro. It exploded. And right now, everybody is talking about the Israelites, man. Everybody. All right. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Sion, and Sion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. Them new bodies, bro. Brothers are gonna get them new bodies and them marching orders. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions and those nations which for their wicked life are fallen into tempest. So the Most High is getting ready to send his son. When them chariots show up, then nuclear bombs are going to end up on their way over here to America. Everybody's going to want to come together to fight Yahweh Shai when he shows up. The elect are going to be taken out of this place, okay? Giving them new bodies, marching orders, and we're going to go down and we're going to put all these fucking people in chains, okay? And brought as gifts. They're going to get brought as gifts, slaves. You see? All right? And shall lay before them their evil thoughts and their torments, wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, going into slavery. They getting ready. They know that it's over for their ass, okay? All right, they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. Okay, they're gonna find out they're going into slavery after he starts tearing their asses up. They know it's over. Okay, they're gonna know that they're going into slavery, and they're gonna have to get down, man. They're gonna have to get down, or we're gonna lay their ass down. All right. 39, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away. Okay, this is going to be the dispersed of Israel. Okay, all right, this is going to be the dispersed of Israel, man. Okay, the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, and this is Assyrian captivity, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. That was when the northern kingdom came over here to the Americas. Okay, all right, that they might keep their statutes. That's something else. That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. Okay, this is going into when the northern kingdom came over here to a land never dwelled called Asareth. Okay, all right. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood, gone down under South Africa, man. It's turbulent, some really rough seas down there. He held those seas still for them until they got around. I think they call it the Horn of Africa, I believe, something of that nature, or down under the bottom half of the continent of Africa. Because what happened when they got under there, there was a natural current that would take them right over. There was a current that would take them right up the coast of South America. Okay, so they ended up going up that way. There is a net, yeah. It's a that's the what do they call it? The Atlantic something Atlantic current. I'm sorry, Salakia. I'm a little rusty on my geology and shit. Okay. All right, so verse 44, for the Most High then showed them signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Ashereth. There it is. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that were left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. It is talking about the southern kingdom. Okay. Now when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show them great wonders. Then said I, O Yahweh, that bearest rule, show me this, wherefore I have seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea, Yahweh Shai, and he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon the earth see my son or those that be with him, but in the daytime. Okay. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby thou only art here lightened. For thou hast forsaken thine own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law. Okay, we have forsaken. That's the elect have forsaken their own way. Okay, and we're trying to keep the laws to the best of our ability. Okay, but right now we are under grace through the new covenant. All right. For thou hast forsaken thine own way and applied thy diligence, okay, being diligent in this truth upon unto my law, and sought it. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, and hast called understanding thy mother. See, we are in this truth, man. Okay, all right. Ordered. We have. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, okay, and hast called understanding thy mother. And therefore have I showed thee the treasures of the highest. After other 3 days I will speak other things unto thee, and declare unto thee mighty and wondrous works. Okay, he's going into the second Esdras 15:16. Okay, these things that Esdras was shown, man, when he wrote these things, well, the scriptures tell you that things written are for your learning, or for our learning. Okay, so we know that going into us trying to seek the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and having diligence in this truth. Okay, this is wisdom, man. Okay, so when all hell starts breaking loose, that these scriptures can be the stability of the time that is coming. That's why we're in these scriptures. That's why we try to have understanding of these scriptures. Okay. All right. And declare unto thee mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders, which he did in time, and because he governeth the same, okay, all right, the same in such things as fall in their seasons. And there I sat 3 days. Okay. So basically, the dream that Esdras had, man, was of these times that we're coming into. Okay, and one of those major prophecies and things that are going to take place is, we know about the sea hip. We can see that plain as day. World War III, we can see it on the we see the C hip. We see World War III on mainstream media. Okay, the new covenant is being taught. Okay, all right. So people can be sealed quickly. You know, when this dollar fucking collapses, people are going to be looking for answers before it really gets bad out here. Okay, and they're going to need to know that they can through faith call on the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai and repent and enter into that new covenant immediately. They're not going to have time to listen to the history. They're not going to have time to read the Josephus, man. It's just not going to fucking happen. So, with that being said, man, we just need to understand that certain things happen to test men's faith. Okay, on either end, it could be on either end, man. It's a faith booster. It's a test of faith. You know, when you start seeing certain things and you start hearing certain things, I'm going to test his faith to see if he does step out, or if he does do this, or if he does do that, or if he says that this is wrong and that is right. These are all tests of faith, man. You know, no matter how it looks. Okay. Oh. So that's I don't want to drag this video out too much longer, but like I said, man, the vision, is yet for an appointed time, and though it tarry, you got to wait for it, man. But when Yahweh Shai shows up, man, we're gonna know. We're gonna know when he's getting ready to show up, because we're gonna be in the midst of World War III. The C hip is gonna be getting pushed out here viciously. Okay, if you don't take it, you might end up dead or in a concentration camp. It's just simple as that, and we know that he's going to be showing up shortly after. Okay. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem HaKakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to Yakim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom.